Start with the prayers. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I'm conducting a series of talks on the Upanishads, giving an introduction or summary of the Upanishads which we have completed, and also an introduction to the Upanishads which we will be seeing in the next few months. I've completed 12 Upanishads, and now I am in the last Upanishad, which is Mandukya Upanishad. This series of talks will continue for another 2 sessions or so, because Mandukya Upanishad I'm covering a slightly in a detailed fashion. I have 79 slides for this one Upanishad. I'm taking the first chapter very intensely because it covers the entire 12 mantras of the Upanishad. For those people who have done Bhagavad Gita and who have not done Upanishads, this will be a very good introduction. For those who have done one or two Upanishads and they have not felt the essential teaching of the Upanishad, this series of talks will be very. And of course, those who want to study Upanishads in a detailed fashion, they will find this extremely useful. I have received a lot of responses from the seekers who have listened to these talks on YouTube, who have also registered with the Vedanta students website so that they get all the talks directly from us. What is unique about this Mandukya Upanishad? Mandukya Upanishad is unique because it is a very small Upanishad consisting of only 12 mantras. For a seeker, if he studies Chandogya Upanishad, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, he will get totally lost because there are hundreds of mantras. And in today's world, the availability of time is a big factor. We all want to get the best in the shortest possible time. So in today's culture, this Upanishad does a miraculous job. But you need to study it very, very thoroughly, very intensely, and very, very carefully with Bhashya. What I'm teaching you is an essence of the Shankaracharya's Bhashyam, commentary on this Upanishad. On Sundays, I'm taking the Bhashyam. I'm taking the commentary portion. And those who would like to join, of course, you are always free to come and join anytime. For those people who are newcomers, my advice to you is come to the classes and start listening to the scriptures. This is a very good exercise because it will put you into the journey, it will put you into the path. Simultaneously, in your free time, you can try to do other texts like Tattva Bodha, Atma Bodha, Bhagavad Gita. You take it simultaneously. But keep attending the sessions, these classes, because a lot of inquiries, doubts, everything gets clarified in our Q&A sessions. With this short background, I will go to where we stopped last time. And we were in the second mantra of the Upanishad out of the 12 mantras. Sarvam etat I am Atma Brahma. Soyam Atma Chatushpat. This is supposed to be a Mahavakyam. I am Atma Brahma. Mahavakyam means it is a very, very important statement in the Upanishads. All Upanishads have a Mahavakyam. All. Where they will equate the Jiva with Paramatma. The equation of Jiva, the individual, and the total. That is what is called as Mahavakyam. Tattvamasi, you are that. Aham Brahma Asmi, I am Brahman. Prajnanam Brahma, consciousness is Brahman. Everywhere you will see Brahman, Brahman, Brahman is introduced. Brahman means there is a reality. There is something which my eyes cannot see. My mind cannot understand this reality. The Upanishads come as a pramanam, as a source of knowledge, and reveals to me this entity or reality. In this mantra, etat sarvam means all what I experience in this world is Brahman. So what does it mean? All my experiences till today, my past, my present, and whatever I will experience in my future also. All that the Upanishad says is nothing but it is called as Brahman. And then what it says, Om iti Brahma. Om is a symbol, sound symbol. It is name of Ishwara. Saguna Ishwara, because it is a sound. And what is Brahman? Brahman means there is a reality. Reality means all my experiences are only appearances, exactly like the dream world. And there is a substratum, there is a adhisthana. In Sanskrit, it's called as adhisthana. Like, for example, I experienced rope snake by error. But there is a rope which is adhishthanam of the rope snake. So similarly, Brahman or Turiyam, in this Mandukya Upanishad, Brahman is called as Turiyam. It is the reality means it is always there. What it is, you will know later. But first of all, you should understand that my experiences in this world are unreal. Unreal means they are mithya. It's not that unreal means non-existent. Unreal here in Upanishads, in Vedanta, means it seemingly exists. Exactly like the dream. Can we say the dream world is not there? We can say. We can't say it is asat. Can we say the dream world is sat? Like Brahman, like Turiyam? We can't say that because it disappears. Same is the case with our experiences in the waking state. That is the proposition of the Mandukya Upanishad. Directly, it will teach you directly this Brahman. There is no other text which gives you such a clear idea about the essence of Upanishads. You see, Veda is a very vast literature. In this vast literature, you must know what is that essence, what is the Sara, and that Sara is Brahman. And the Sara is also called with a name. Oh. So here in this mantra, number 2, it says everything in the world is Brahman. Let's take an example. Chain, ring, bangle. These are all ornaments. But what is the substance in them? Gold. You and I will have vision of the chain, ring, bangle. A goldsmith will look at it as gold, the weight of the bangle, the weight of the chain, the percentage of impurities in the gold. He will be more concerned on that. Similarly, our experiences of the world is this world and this body and this mind is our vision. The vision of a jnani's vision is what is the substratum? Okay, I am seeing all this, I'm experiencing all this, but there must be something more to this. So jnani will look at it as Brahman. And what is that Brahman? We are going to study in detail in Mandukya Upanishad. I am Atma Brahma. Here it is. I am is Sanskrit I am. I am means this. The Upanishad is pointing a finger and saying, this Atma, you point the finger to your heart. When you point it towards your heart, what you are pointing is you are pointing to some principle. We can call it God, we can call it Paramatma, we can call it anything. That Paramatma is there in this body. I am referring to that Paramatma principle, that consciousness principle, that awareness principle, which the Upanishad wants to reveal. Upanishad is not interested to reveal your body. Upanishad is not interested to reveal all the Panchabhutas. Upanishad's aim is to reveal what our sense organs cannot experience, cannot perceive. Atma means the self in me. When I say I actually means Atma. I mistake it to be the body. I mistake it to be the mind. When I say this world, it means I am pointing the finger outside to the world. When I point it to the world, what am I saying? The whole world, whatever it is, consisting of the stars, galaxies, and the planets, and so many things. By word, all that is put in one word called as Brahman. So when I use this statement, you should discard the variable factors between I, the body, and the variable factor of the world, which is seen. What do you hold on to? You hold on to the consciousness existence principle. That is what is indicated by I am Atma Brahma. There is a consciousness inside my body, and it is the same outside, and I call it existence. The world exists, the sun exists, you exist, my parents exist, my daughter exists, my son exists. What is the common factor in all aspects of the world? The easiness. So when you come to spiritual study, you have to drop your identification with your body, mind, and the world and look at another vision which the Upanishad wants you to have. Then only you will get your the proper benefit of the study of Upanishads. It's a big transformation experience when you study Upanishads. It's not like studying physics or chemistry and you understand or computer software or banking or medical science, which deals with anatma, which deals with something other than atma. Here it is a subjective science. The next verse, number 3, there are 12 verses, we are the third verse. Up to 7th verse is Atma Vichara. From 8th to 12th verse is Omkara Vichara. Atma means the self. Now, the self with reference to the individual and the self with reference to the world which is experienced by the individual. Upanishad has got a very beautiful method of revealing this reality, which is called as Brahman. In different Upanishad, different methodologies are used. Here, the methodology used is Avastha Traya Viveka. Discrimination of the 3 states of consciousness. The focus is on consciousness. What are the 3 experiences of consciousness which we all have? Number 1 is the waking state. Verse number 3 talks about waking. Verse number 4 talks about dream. Verse number 5 and 6 talk about sleep state. And the 7th mantra is the most important mantra of the entire Upanishadic literature. It is talking about the reality called Brahman or Turiya. Now let us understand the 3rd mantra first, which deals with the waking state. In the waking state, all of us, we will say, I am a waker. And the waker is an individual. I'm 50 years old, 40 years old, I'm 18 years old, and I have this weight, I have this color, I have got this parentage, all are attributes. Sagunam. Sagunam means with gunas, with attributes. And these attributes make me a finite individual, limited individual, limited I. Now, this limited I contacts the world outside with the sense organs and the mind through the physical body, gross body. So, third verse deals with the waking state and the gross body. The 4th mantra deals with the dream state and the subtle body. The 5th and the 6th mantra deals with the causal body, the experiences. Here, you can study these Upanishads in 2 ways. You can study it as an individual self, this entire Upanishad, or you can study it as the total self. Now, here in this presentation, which I have prepared, consisting of 78, 79 pages, slides. Here, the presentation is with reference to the totality. Of course, we can also look at the individuality, but the presentation which I have made here is Vishwa is the name given to the individual in the waking state. Try to understand there are technical terms which are used in Mandukya Upanishad. The names are given to the individual and the total. 6 names are given. 2 for waking, 2 for dream, 2 for sleep state. In the waking state, it is the activity of Virat Purusha. Purushaha means it is a devata. Like I am a human being. When you look at the total world, the Upanishadic vision of the world is there is a huge devata who has got the whole world as his body, like 10th and the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Bahish Prajna means cosmic experiencer of the physical world. There are two experiences. I told you one is the individual. I am a small, limited individual cell who is experiencing a small portion of the world. You are in India, you are in London, you are in America, you are in Singapore. You are experiencing only your area. That is the individual self, which is called as Vishwa in the waking state. The same individual also becomes the prajna and also becomes the taijasa. In the dream state, he becomes taijasa, and in the sleep state becomes prajna. So I am given three names: Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajna. Vishwa in the waking state, Taijasa in the dream state, Prajna in the sleep state. When it comes to the totality, it is called as Virat Purusha. Virat means the universal entity. Now, how do you describe a universal entity? See, we all have to understand in our own mind. In our own mind, we have to understand it means I have to break it down into some portions. Upanishad has a very intelligent way. Saptangaha. Seven limbs are there for this cosmic living being. Cosmic being. I am an individual living being. There is a cosmic being. The Purusha Suktam, for those who have heard the Purusha Suktam, the description of Purusha there is a cosmic Purusha, a cosmic being. Very beautiful Sukta. So, Sapta Angaha, there are seven limbs which are there for this cosmic being. Like I have got my hands, my legs, my chest, my waist, my feet. Similarly, the Purusha, the cosmic being, has got the earth as his feet, the space as the air which he breathes, the ocean is his bladder, the sun and the moon are the eyes, and the sky, the space is his entire nature. So these seven limbs are the limbs of cosmic Purusha called Virat Purusha. Eko Vimshati Mukhaha. Now the Upanishad comes to the individual being. The seven limbs related to the cosmic being. Now, the same thing, if I want to experience that, see, in the whole universe, there's only two things: the individual and the total. Individual is described by this mantra number 3, and it says, the individual consists of 19 limbs, parts, 5 jnana indriyas, 5 karma indriyas, 5 pranas, and 4 antakaram. For those who have done the Tattva Bodha, very easy to understand all this. Jnana Indriyas means the sense organs which I use to get the knowledge of the sense objects of the universe. The stimuli. When it comes into my mind, it is called as Jnana Indriyas. When the stimuli enters my mind, what happens? I don't keep quiet. I don't only perceive. My mind interacts with the stimuli. When the mind interacts with the stimuli, it produces kartritva bhava. I am a perceiver of the world and I have an power to act in the world. The response of the body, mind to the world is given by the five karma indriyas, the legs, the hands, and the other genitals, and so on. What about the pancha pranas? Prana, Pana, Vyana, Samana, Udana. What are those what is the function of the pranas? They maintain this body, the physiological function. And for antakaranam, my mind is called as chitta, memory. It is also called as the ego, ahamkara. It is also called as the manas, which is the emotional factor, and the intellect, which is the kartrutva bhava, the doer of action. One instrument, but it is an internal organ. Whereas the karma indriyas are, are the instruments which are for the external world. Okay. Antar indriyas and bahish indriyas. Okay. Now, I am the self, I am not the body, I am one with the total universe and the total cosmos. Now, this is a statement of the Upanishads. This I here refers to the consciousness factor. There is an awareness which is always there. Eternally it is there. Changelessly it is there. The one who identifies with this consciousness, he can identify with the entire society and he will have a lot of strength to lead in any specific field. If you are in a company, you'll be a leader in the company. If you're in a society, you'll be a leader of the society. If you identify with the total cosmos, if you identify with the body, you'll be a limited person. One who identifies with the nation, a prime minister, a president, he's like the Virat Purusha. Virat Purusha is cosmic, not even president of the United States or president of the India or Singapore. But we are talking about cosmic being. So when you talk about a cosmic being, what happens? You become all, everything. At the same time, Upanishad sometimes also tells you that either you become all or you become nothing. When you become nothing means what? You have negated. It is a language of negation. When you become nothing, what happens? You remain as consciousness. Everything else is dropped. Now, the struggle of everyone is this struggle: how to identify myself with the all, or identify myself with the nothing. There is nothing except me alone. I want to become someone, thing to be recognized. That is a struggle of all of us. We all want to be someone in the world, which is basically an ego. See, initial stages in all our lives, we don't know who we are till we come to study of Upanishads or Bhagavad Gita or Tattva Bodha. So waking state is over. It discusses the experiences of the individual as an individual being and the experience of the cosmic being of which is called as Virat Purusha. Next comes the dream state. Swapna sthanaha. Dreamer. Dreamer, I, is a individuality which is born when an individual is identified with the vasanas which are projected in a dream. The mind alone is active. The indriyas, jnana indriyas are closed. Your eyes are not perceiving anything. Your current eyes are not perceiving the dream world. There is a new set of body which is given to you in the dream world. you don't hear with your current ear. You hear with another body, which is another subtle body. Swapna sthana is called as anta prajna. What is bahish prajna? The consciousness which is turned outside. Here we are talking about the total consciousness which is turned outside. Now in the dream state, it is consciousness which is turned internally in your mind. The technical name given to here is Taijasa for the individual, and the total dream world is given a name Hiranya Dharma. These are 6 names you must mind when you study Mandukya. Here also, the Upanishad says Sapta Angaha and Eko Vimshati Mukhaha. 7 limbs and 19 mouths. Why is it called mouth? Because it is where you take the stimuli of the external world, of the dream world into your mind. You react to it and then you again respond to the stimuli. That is the whole Jiva, isn't it? That is what is called as Vyavahara. Throughout our life, we are only taking the stimuli from the external world, reacting and giving it back and coming with the responses. So this is the whole cycle of life. Pravidikta bhuk. Enjoyer at level of mind where there is no physical object in the dream world. So in the dream world, what happens? Are the world which we are experiencing outside, is my wife there in the dream? Some of you will say, yes, yes, she is also in the dream. But it is a different a type of a substance. It is born out of your own vasanas. Now, you may see different things in a dream. Experiencer of subtle objects is in the form of thoughts. That is what is called as the second pada, the second leg of the Turiya avastha. The Turiya or Brahman has got 3 legs. One is the waking state, second is the dream state, third is the sleep state. When the pure consciousness in the dream state is identified with the totality, it is called as Hiranyagarbha. And when the consciousness is identified with the individual mind, which is the experiencer of the dream, it is called as Taijasa. The Upanishad does not draw a distinction between the individual and the total. In Mandukya, that is why I am able to take both. I can study this Upanishad as an individual experiencing the world or as a cosmos, or as a cosmic being experiencing the world, as physical state, Virat, dream state, Hiranyagarbha, Prajna state, Antaryami or Ishwara. Hope you are getting it clear. We are studying this step by step. I want you to get to the essential teaching of Mandukya Upanishad, which says, I am Turiya Atma. How to get to that state of Turiya Atma is through this process of studying what happens in the 3 states of my experiences. The 5th mantra and the 6th mantra are the description of our sleep state. What is the sleep state? It is a deep sleep state we are talking, not a dreamful. Dream is gone now. The 4th mantra is dream. 3rd mantra is waking. 5th and the 6th mantra is sleep state. The sleep state, the individual, the technical given here, everywhere you should remember technical names, because that is how you will remember. Suppose you close your eyes and you want to experience Turiya, you have to go through this step by step process of waking, dream, sleep, and then Turiya. In the waking, Vishwa Virat. In the dream, Taijasa Hiranyagarbha. Now, in the sleep state, it is called as Prajna and Ishwara. Prajna means the individual, Ishwara means the total. Ishwara or Antaryami. In this mantra, in the next mantra, the name of the totality is called as, given as Antaryami. Now, this sleep state is called as the third state. Now, we have seen the gross body, physical body in the waking state, the subtle body in the dream state. But is there a body really there in the sleep state? I don't experience any body at all. Upanishad says there is a body. That body is called as ignorance. I don't know anything of the world. That is the body. In some Upanishads, they say that this ignorance is also a thought. I am experiencing nothing. It is a thought of the Karana Sharira. Thoughts of the subtle body, I know. Emotions, my planning, my hopes, my desires, these are all thoughts in the subtle body. But Prajna Avastha, the sleep state, it is the thought of the Karana Sharira. The causal body also has a vritti. One Upanishad will say it is causal, or it is a causal body with the vritti of complete coverage of your real nature, which is Turiya, which is called as Mula Avidya. Completely Avarna Shakti is there, covering of what? Of your real state as Turiyam, which is beyond the sleep state. Now, in state, I don't experience any time, nothing. Really, I am like a log of wood. Exactly like the inert object, I am in the sleep state. Nothing I experience. It is a universal experience. It is a universal phenomena. All of us, we experience sleep in the same way. I'm talking about deep sleep. Deep sleep state is a state of ignorance of our real nature, where we do not desire any physical objects or beings. There is no desirer, there is no desire, there is no object of desire. All three are missing. There is no experiencer, there is no experience object, and there is no experiencing instrument, which is called as Triputi. Triputi means what? The subject, experiencer, the object which is experienced, and the mind or the sense organs, which is the instrument. Na kanchana swapnam pashyati. The sleep state is the state where one does not experience the dream, where one does not experience the waking. That is the definition of sleep. It is also a state. It is also a body. Only thing is, it is a Sukshma Sharira. It is a subtlest body. Upanishads, Vedanta is very clear that I am not any of these three bodies. One who has sleep as the address, as the sphere of activity, is called as Sushupta Sthanaha. We are now talking of the cosmic being. That also is under the state of where there is no physical objects. Nothing except itself. Eki bhutaha. There is a being, it is one. Everything becomes one. So a state of experience where everything becomes one is called as Sushupta sthanaha. The locus of experience is sleep. Prajnanam, the knowledge which was flowing out through the mind and the sense organs, experiencing the world of objects in the waking or the dream, the gates of those experiences are shut in the sleep state. And consciousness is gathered in one place. It is not scattered like my eyes can go through this. My consciousness can go through the eyes. It can see different. It's scattered. Different objects. I can see my mobile. I can see my table. I can see my house. I can see my chair. Everything I can see. That is consciousness scattered. In sleep state, what happens? All the scattering is brought into one place at the cosmic level. That is what is called as antaryami, which is called as Ishwara. Pajnana ghana eva. The whole cosmos has become a mass of consciousness at that time. We all experience 8 hours of sleep. Some maybe six, five, doesn't matter. But what happens in sleep, the Upanishad says is this consciousness, which is scattered during the waking and dream, it becomes Anandamaya. It is Anandamaya. It is a kosha. It is a covering. This consciousness has become one, but it is covered. That is why it is called as Anandamaya. Suppose it is not covered, by knowledge, I will come out of that covering. I can open up that covering and I can realize, oh, wow, I am still there as existent being. Upanishad wants you to break that covering and says, I am that Turiya, which is beyond the sleep state. Each one of you who's listening to this talk at this time, you will be able to experience this consciousness if you understand clearly the three states, how to come out of it, how to go beyond the three states. The Upanishad is telling you, wake up. You're sleeping to your real nature, which is called as Mula Vidya. This is the state in which you have slept in every birth. According to the Upanishads, we have several births. This is not my first birth. And the Upanishad wants you to wake up from this covering and want you to break this ajnanam. That there is something which is called as Turiyam, which is called as Brahman. And you just have to do internally, understand this in your own mind. Nothing is outside. It is a travel inner journey only through knowledge. Whatever the Upanishad says, let the thoughts come directly into your mind and then you just flow. Let it flow. Knowledge, there is no particular knowledge in the sleep state. It is Anandamaya book. It is the experiencer of Ananda of no objects. Nirasayahi ayam stitihi. It is an effortless state. No struggle, no perception, no agitation. There's no desire. No disturbances of the waking or dream. Even in the dream, you're disturbed. There are so many thoughts flowing. Emotions are there. Cheto mukhaha, gateway to knowledge of waking and dream. This is a very important statement of the Upanishad, which you don't find in any other Upanishad. The sleep state is called as the substratum, the causal state, for waking and dream. The gate, there is a gate which opens up in the waking. There's a gate which opens up in the dream. We have an experience of the dream world, experience of the waking world. But what is a cause? The cause is the sleep state. The dream and the waking is the product. It is an effect, like the clay and the pot. Clay is the product. Clay is the substance. Pot is a product. Sleep state is the cause. Waking and dream is a effect. It's a product. So I can have the vision of the causal state, or I can have the vision of the effect state. I can have a vision of the pot, big pot, small pot, colored pot, this color pot, yellow pot, green pot, all that is vision of the effect. Or I can have one vision of the clay, all are nothing but clay only. Only gold vision is there, no art, no chain, ring, and bangle. So no waking and no dream. My vision is on prajna, which is a door to dream and waking. If my vision is of that totality, it is called as Ishwara, where everything is in one entity, which is what Arjuna wanted to know in the 11th chapter of Gita. He told Lord Krishna, I have now seen, I have known your vibhutis. You have explained me that the whole world is you only in the 10th chapter. Then he told Krishna, Lord Krishna, now, okay, now you tell me how I can see the world in you. One person, one Ishwara, omniscient. That Krishna is omniscient, which is called as Antaryami in Mandukya Upanishad. It is called Krishna in Mandukya Upanishad is called as Ishwara. What about the individual mind and the knower? That is there, but that is in dormant form. It is got no knowledge. It has knowledge of the waking and dream only. It has got no other knowledge because the other knowledge is of ignorance. As an individual jiva, I will have ignorance when I go to sleep. So as a jiva, when I go to sleep, I will say I slept well. But as a jnani, when I go to sleep, I will say I was in my karana avastha, which is the causal body. If this point is grasped by the seekers, that the causal body is nothing but the cause from where the effect, the waking body and the dream body is projected. It is a Shakti. It is a Maya Shakti of that cosmic being which projects this external world, waking world and the dream world. Some say, I have never dreamt because they are not conscious of their dreaming. Some say, what else do? I only dream. Whether I'm waking or dream, I'm only dreaming. So in both cases, there is an ignorant jiva. A jnani is one who is able to say, this waking is not me, it is an appearance of some Shakti. Dream is also an appearance. In dream, there are three entities. Try to get this point. It's a very subtle point. Try to understand what is being discussed now because very, very subtle. In dream, there is one individual called a dreamer. Now he is experiencing 40 other individuals. I'm just giving you an example. He is experiencing his father, his mother, his wife, his son or daughter, or some individuals. He is also experiencing a world, external world in the dream. So I, the individual dreamer, am different from the dream world. Try to get this point. Very important, subtle point. When I wake up, what happens? I was not only the dreamer, but I was also the dream object and the 40 other individuals in the dream world. This is so easy. Why are you making it? Why are you saying so much about this three things? but it must sink in your mind. Because the next slide, which I'm going to show you is, if you accept this only, you will accept the second one. Next slide. Once again, I am the dreamer. In the dream, I am different than all other individual beings. I am also different from the dream world. Okay, three things. When I wake up, I am not only the one dreamer which was there. What is my recognition? I am the waker. I myself was the dreamer. I I myself was the dream world in which there were so many objects and mountains and rivers and so on, fire and ocean and so many things. And apart from the dream world, there were so many other beings in the world. In the dream, it is true that I am three entities. On waking up, it is all one. Swapna Abhimani means the dreamer. That dreamer is nothing but three. It is a group of three entities. In dream, I don't know the three entities in the dream as one. What are the three entities? The individual dreamer, the Swapna Purusha, the Swapna Abhimani, the ego, I, which identifies with the dream, the total dream, and the Swapna Drishta, the illuminator. Who is illuminating the dream? There is some consciousness principle, light principle, there's some principle, which is that pure consciousness, which is illuminating the entire dream. Because that there is no other light. So the external, the sunlight is not there in the dream. The moonlight is not there in the dream. The starlight is not there in the dream. What light do you experience the dream? It is a light of pure consciousness only, awareness only. So in the dream, I mistake myself as the dreamer. I am the one entity in which all individuals also exist. And there is a dreamer who is a Abhimani. That means I've got an ego in the dream. But then I get up, I come to realize that dreamer, I was nothing but all three. The individual, total, and the illuminator. That consciousness was also a part of this individual entity only. The dreamer, that entire, all three. So when I wake up, what happens? All the 40 disappear. The individuals, they disappear. The illuminating light disappears. That individual dreamer also disappears. I only say there is only one waker. Now, apply the same principle to the waking state. Let me complete the example of the dream. There is only in the waking state, if I do that, there is no individual waker. There is no world outside which is separate than the waker. There is no the entire beings which we experience is nothing all but that same waker alone. That waker realizes I am Brahman, I am Turiya, I am pure existence consciousness, which is neither the individual or the total. In dream example, I can understand when I wake up from the dream as a waker. In the waking state, I wake up to the spiritual essence in me, which is called as Brahman, which is another entity, which is something different than the waker and the waker world and the waking Abhimani. So in pure consciousness, there is neither waking, neither dream, neither sleep. Exactly like we have in the waker, there's no dream world. There's no more sleeper also. All that becomes one waker. Similarly, when I wake up to the higher knowledge, I drop my body. I drop drop the body means only in the mind. When I learn to drop, it is called as antara sannyasa, internal renunciation. I renunciate, I renounce internally. In my mind, I renounce it. And then what do I hold on to? I hold on to the fourth state, which is Turiyam. What is the fourth state? Not the waker, not the dreamer, not the sleeper, not the Jagrat sthana, which is Vishwa, the first pada, first quarter, not the Swapna sthana. Sthana means locus, not the second leg, second pada, and not the third pada, which is only an of ignorant state of Maya Shakti. So prajna, from the total standpoint, is called as Ishwara. So what is it? Like we have Hiranyagarbha in the dream state, the totality. In the waking state, we have the Virat. In the sleep state, it is called as Antaryami or Ishwara. In this Ishwara has got the entire population of the universe, maybe 5 billion people, and the whole cosmic world. It is under its control. You are free because God alone is. When the Upanishad says that you are a Mukta Purusha, you are always free. It refers to this condition of Turiya. When you say, I am not a waker, I am the Turiya Atma. See, in a short span of 1 hour, I'm trying to cover the total waking state, dream state, sleep state, and I want you to wake up to your spiritual being. There is no physical world, there is no total mind, there is no creation itself. That is called as Turiyam. Maya or unmanifest. You see, the causal state, the sleep state, it is also called as unmanifest state. Avyakt avastha. That Adhyasa avasa means it is the total total physical world, the dream world in potential condition. This is how the Upanishad describes the universe. Very beautiful. You see, when you study Mandukya Upanishad, in a matter of 12 verses, why 12 verses? 7 verses. I will say 7 verses Upanishad. This next is a batch of Omkara is only for meditation and realizing the same 7 verses. The sixth verse is a more intense study of the sleep state. More intense, go more deeper. What does the sixth verse say? It says it is the Lord of all. This is the knower of all, omniscient, sarvajnaha, sarvashaktihi. Antaryami. It is the yami means the controller. It is the controller. There is a controller. It is a power. See, when you study Upanishads, you slowly, your mind goes off from the physical world to the subtle world, and then gradually it will understand something beyond this world. That is the style of Upanishad. Sarveshwara means ruler, lord of the gross world and the subtle world. Because in the sleep, there is no world. Sarvajna means omniscient. Antaryami means inner controller. Yoni, he means it is a source of all creation. Yoni, womb. What is the sleep state? That is the state where Ishwara is there. It is the Yoni. It is the cosmic being's Yoni. It is what is called as Antaryami. prabhavapyayo hi bhutana. From that cosmic being, that state, causal nature of that universe of potential condition, from there only there is origin of all the beings of the universe in the waking and dream, and that is the dissolution ground of all the beings. While living itself, if you can understand this state, what are you bothered about death of the physical body or subtle body and all? You forget about all that. You have realized you have gone beyond your body level to the spiritual level. This is the way we have to enter our spiritual being. Very easy to understand, but you have to go step by step. That is the beauty of Mandukya Upanishad. I'm covering here in a very fast manner, but when you come and study the Bhashyam, Shankaracharya's Bhashyam is amazing. And there is a Karika which is written by the Guru's Guru. That means Shankaracharya's grand Guru. He has written commentary on this Upanishad. It is called as Gaudapada Karika. 215 verses. Commentary of this, because it's very difficult to understand the subtle aspects of this Upanishad. Because we have to negate the universe and accept the substratum as I. In Kathopanishad Bhashyam, the logic is there. The teacher proves that you are not the Jiva, but you are Brahman. We are going to study that in the meditation today. There's a beautiful meditation today. This aspect is going to be studied there. Disciple does not accept, nobody has told him that you are not the body. For example, nobody has told us that I am not the body, I am a spiritual being. Unless you come to the study of Upanishad, you are mistaking yourself. It is called as Adhyasa, error. I've taken Adhyasa Bhashyam. For those who are interested in a deeper study of Upanishad, you must go through the Adhyasa Bhashyam of Shankaracharya. The theory of error, theory of superimposition. Coming back here, there is no pramana or logical experience, a logic by which you can prove that I am the body. There is no pramana means what? No, there is no shastra which says you are the body. But we have taken ourselves to be the body. That is the error. But that is what we try to correct when we come to the Upanishadic study. Vedas prove logically that I am not the body. But it takes time for us to accept this. It's not easy. You take time because in our subconscious mind, I have to feel this consciousness as myself. When this great truth is revealed to us, initially we will not understand, we will not accept it as a reality. All of us. First time when I studied Mandukya Upanishad 40 years ago, 35 years ago, at that time, that was the first Upanishad I studied. Before even Bhagavad Gita. You can imagine what a great mistake I made. But today I am able to appreciate what this study of Upanishad is. Because it's an amazing science. So the fourth pada is in a language of negation. Not this, not this, not this. And then it will reveal the Upanishad, the reality. The seventh mantra, so 6 mantras are over. First 2 mantras are an introduction. The first mantra says, Om is all this. The entire universe is Om. Second mantra says, I am Atma Brahma. This Atma in me, the self in me, is the self in all. Mahavakyam. The third mantra is waking state. Fourth mantra is dream state. Fifth and sixth mantra is the sleep state. The seventh mantra is the reality. What is this mantra? It is the best mantra. You should by heart it, keep it. Whenever your mind has some free time, think about this mantra. It will lead you to the your own intrinsic nature, which is called as Turiyam. Essential nature is Sakshi. All of us. The moment I drop my identification as the physical body, I'm not a male, I'm not a female, I'm not old, I'm not young, I'm not dark, I'm not fair. All these are attributes. But what is the Upanishad tells me? Upanishad tells me you are an eternal spiritual being called Turiyam. That Turiyam has no attributes. Attributeless Atma, Aham Asmi. That Turiyam doesn't have waking state, dream state, sleep state. That is all at the Vyavaharika level, at the lower level, like the dream state. Dream is supposed to be lower when you look at it from the waking. When you look at the waking from the Turiyam Avastha, you will say waking is a lower level. Shantam Shivam Amrutatvam is possible only in the Turiyam state. The entire, when I teach Upanishads, there are twofold challenges. One challenge is to expose the Turiyam eye to the seekers. So, a lot of energy goes in trying to reveal this Turiyam, pure eye. Even in tomorrow's meditation, I will be doing a Mandukya Upanishad meditation, which talks about this Turiya mind. So one challenge is, how do I try to understand this Turiyam in my own mind? Completely there. It is there, but doesn't have any features. Nirgunam I, Shantam I, Shivam I, Amritatvam I, eternal being. That is one challenge. Second challenge is, I am experiencing the world. How do I negate this experienceability, transactability, and utility of this world, ETU of the world? That is a second challenge. And that challenge is both these challenges are addressed in this seventh mantra. Very beautiful construction of this mantra. You can see both. The first part, na anta pragyam, na bahish pragyam, no bhayata pragyam, na prajnana ghanam, na prajnam, adrishtam, avyavaharyam. All these are words. I'll explain to you these words slowly. So, what saha atma saha vigneyaha? You understand that atma is your real nature. That is the purpose of all the Upanishads. Upanishad doesn't want to reveal to say that you are the body, you are the mind. That anyway everybody knows. That is what is called as samsara. What Upanishad wants to reveal to you is a unique thing. It is a source of knowledge which the sense organs don't have access to. And then what it says, you are immortal soul. You are this Turiya, you are this Brahman. So the focus of knowledge in all the Upanishads is the pure consciousness, the pure awareness in which there is no word. But tell me something. How can I know I am this Nirguna Turiya Atma? How do I know this? I only know waking dream sleep state. And I know that I am the one who is experiencing all this. In which state do I experience this Turiyamai? Tell me that, and then I will come to realize. Upanishad says one beautiful word. It says, Ekatma Pratyaya Saram. Very, very important word. See, this seventh mantra has got, each word of the seventh mantra is a brilliant explanation of the higher reality. This Nirgunam I, the Turiyam I, the attributeless I, should be discovered in and through the three states. It is not a separate state. Don't try to sit in meditation. I'm going to experience that Turiyam I alone. No. Only meditation is used to claim that I am that. That's all. Claiming is different than objectifying the three states. So, seventh mantra does not state that it is available only in samadhi state or only in the fourth state. Then your mind will just keep on looking for the fourth. You will never reach the fourth state because you're trying to objectify it as the fourth. What Upanishad says, it is not the fourth state. Fourth is with reference to the three states, which is a state of jnanam. The moment you understand there is only Turiyam I, you will say, I am that Turiyam in which the states are coming and going. Nirguna Chaitanyam or Turiyam obtains through Vishwa, Taijasa, and Prajna. It means what? Right now I am Turiyam. I was Turiyam in the morning. I was Turiyam now. I will be Turiyam when I'm sleeping. I am Turiyam when I'm dreaming. Turiya is my intrinsic nature, which the Upanishad wants to reveal as Nirgunam I, without any gunas. Guna means what? Attributes. So, what should I do? As a mother, I should say motherhood is incidental. Consciousness revealing that motherhood is intrinsic. I'm a father. Fatherhood is incidental. If your son is in front, your daughter is in front, you are a father. Or you're thinking about your son, you are a father. If they are not there, who are you? Turi. So Vekar minus the attributes is Turiyam I, which is Ekatmi Pratyaya Sar. The next challenge will be what? How can I remove all these attributes? It's so easy for you to say this. Need not remove attributes at all. What do you do then? You only say they are false, mithya. In your mind, you only say they are mithya like the dream. That's all. That is how Vedanta wants you to understand this Turiyamai. Turiyamai is Satya. Waker, dreamer, sleeper is mithya. Mithya means it appears, but it is not real. The light pervading the body can't take impurities of the body. For example, you are sitting under the tube light. Now, the tube light is illumining the body, but the impurity in his body cannot be taken by the light. Similarly, this consciousness which illumines the entire cosmos, which illumines the entire waking state, dream state, and the sleep state, it is asangaha. Very important feature of this Turiya or Atma. I drop this misconception of the attributes which I have put on myself, which is called as superimposition, which is called as Adhyasa. Upanishad helps me to drop this Adhyasa and remove this error in my understanding, in my vision. There should be only consciousness, only Turiyam I. That means I have removed my ignorance about myself, about the world, about the Ishwara. All my ignorances are dropped, and I own up Thuriam as my real self. If anybody who can do this, he is the one who has understood his own real nature and the nature of the entire cosmos. In all this, one should understand there is a power which makes this world project, and it makes the entire world come into unmanifest condition. All of us experience it, but we don't see it in this fashion. That vision change is what Upanishad gives you. This is the Jnana Chakshu, which was given to Arjuna. See the world. Pashyaha. Pashya means you see it correctly. With this Upanishad, eyes, you get a special eye to see the same world in a different angle, which is called as a binary format. I am the consciousness, entire world is anat. So this ekatma pratyasaram is what? It is Vishwa plus Taijasa plus Prajna and the attributes all together minus the consciousness. Consciousness, you drop from the consciousness, you drop all these features. So it is nirgunam. Ekatma pratyasaram means nirguna ma or nirguna turiya. How to become this Suryan? These are the challenges of one who studies this Upanishad. Upanishad says very easily you are Turiya, but how can it? By the knowledge that I am the Turiya, not only after the knowledge, I was Turiya, I am Turiya, I will be Turiya all the time. This Turiya is changeless, it is Nirvikaraha, it is Shantaha. Because it is Nirvikaraha, it is Shanta. There is no disturbance of subtle body, mind, intellect, because in Turiya there is no mind, intellect. Therefore, it is Swarupa Shanta. It is Shivaha. It is auspicious because it is the temple of God. It is Chidananda Rupaha. There is nothing other than Turiya, which is Ananda by itself. It is Swarupa. Therefore, we say Shivoham, Shivoham in Nirvana Shakra. So the specific definition, this today's talk is extremely important talk. It's a very intensive talk, but try to absorb it. You will get the entire study of Mandukya Upanishad in one session. So first pada is Jagrat Sthanaha, experiencer of the gross objects. Second pada is dream state, experiencer of the subtle world. Third state is the Sushupti state where everything becomes one. And then the fourth state is no objects, no lingam, a lingam. So the entire description now which we are going to study is the description of that pure cosmic being which is without any attributes. Na antaprajnam. I am not the Vaishwanara or the Baker. The first negation. Drop the Baker hood. Na Bahishprajnam. Not the dreamer, the Taijasa or the Devata which controls the dream world, Hiranyaka. No Ubhayaprajnam. I'm not a little awake and little dreaming. All of us, we have the stage when we get up in the morning. Neither we are sleeping, neither we are dreaming, somewhere in between. It is not a combination of these two states also. Na prajnana ghanam. This is the third state, which is the third pada, which is the sleep. I'm not a sleeper, not a waker, not a dreamer. Na prajnam. I'm not a knower of all the things at one time. Suppose you say, I know everything in one time. No, I'm not in that. Neither am I knower of all, neither I am inert. Na aprajnam. This is the inner thing. I'm not like the objects of the world. Like, for example, a table. It doesn't know itself. It is not conscious of itself. It is not inert, but it is sentient. So I am not a waker, nor of objects in the waking state, not a dreamer, nor of objects in the dream state, not a sleeper, nor of no objects. I'm not inert like the table. I'm not a nothingness as in sleep. I'm not in between the states also. But who am I? Now comes the description of Turiyam. The first six indicators are negations. It is apavada portion, negating the universe. Adrishtam means it is not seen by the sense organs. Avyavaharyam, it is not in the transactional world. If it is in the transactional world, you can transact with Atma, but it is not that. It is not an object of the sense organs, therefore, it is not it is not vyavaharikam. Agrahyam means it is not an object of organs of action. I can't kick, I can't hold it like a football. Atma cannot be held. Chintyam, I can't think about Atma. Because mind is an instrument which is an effect, which is born out of Atma. Alakshanam means there is no indicator at all for Atma. Suppose there was smoke, I can infer that there is fire there, but there is no lakshanam for Atma. Avyapadeshyam means I can't give a description of Atma. It is nameless, attributeless, nameless. It is awareness of nothingness also, as in sleep. The awareness of consciousness does not end when the mind goes into unmanifest condition. Consciousness is still awake. It is aware of the nothingness of the world. But no way, there is no way of knowing that self. It is only known through the words of the Upanishads, which is the Pramanam for Atma. Ekatma pratyasaram, it is the essence of one constant thought. Ekat. I alone am. I alone am. I am that Atma. I am that pure Atma. I am the cosmic being. In waking, I am a knower of certain objects. The knowledge goes on changing. In dream also, the objects change. Waking is not dream. Dream is not waking. But I thought remains every time. The I thought never goes away. I am, I am, I am, I am. That I am is what is Turiya. I am a driver, I'm a housewife, I'm an engineer, whatever those additions you're making is all attributes. Those are incidental. It can change. I may be a father in front of them. I may be a son in front of my mother. So my identity changes. So when all roles are removed, the pure I, that thought remains. I am is the only pure consciousness. There is no individuality in that. I am is ekatma pratyaya saram. As a human being, it is with the body. I am happy means I'm looking at my mind. I am ignorant means I'm looking at my intellect. So the thoughts is not me. The physical body is not me. I am ekatma pratyaya saram. Prapancha upashamam, another beautiful word. Prapancha means it is the whole universe. Cessation of the entire universe is called as upashamam. Cessation, which happens in sleep. So I am not, but Turiyam is where in which there is prapancha upashamam, but it is beyond prapancha upashamam. Why is it Turiyam called Shantam? Because there is no mind where there disturbances can take place. That is why it is called as Atma Shanti. Manas Shanti is different than Atma Shanti. Atma Shanti is our nature. Shivam, most auspicious. And finally, Advaitam. There is no two consciousness. There is no consciousness and the world. World is mithya. Consciousness is satyam. I am that satya atma, which is one without a second. In that Atma, the nature of Atma is such that it doesn't allow anything else to be in it. Shankaracharya beautifully describes this. That is the nature of Atma. Like the nature of fire is always to illumine. Heat is the nature of fire. Consciousness is the nature of Atma, in which there is no universe, in which it alone is. And I hold that as my real nature. Sa Atma, Sa Vigneyaha. That Atma should be known as my real nature. Chaturtham Manyante. It is considered as four, but it is in and through all the three states. It is transcendental and it is immanent. In ignorant stage, we think that we know the self. In the state of realization, we say there is nothing, there is only one entity, which is Turiya without a second. Samadhi is not an avastha like a waking dream which comes and goes. Samadhi state does not come and go away. Turiyam is a state which is pure consciousness, which illumines the Samadhi state also. Samadhi means it is a state of uh, no change, no thoughts. Mind is quiet, agitated. There, where the mind is absorbed, that consciousness is there, even in that state of agitation. Consciousness doesn't come and go. Mind, the state of the mind, waking, dream, and sleep, it comes and goes. And like an actor in a drama, he may act. I'll take 2 more minutes to finish this slide. An actor in a film, he may act like a beggar, he may act like a villain, he may act like a hero or a prime minister or anything. But throughout the roles which he's playing, he knows that he is not the actor. He is someone different what he is acting. Similarly, when we know I am not the actor of a mother or a father, I'm different from the role. That's all. You only in your mind say, I am Turiya Atma. That's all. I have learned the Mandukya Upanishad very clear. It is very beautifully, it tells me I am the pure consciousness, Shantam, Shivam, Advaitam. What else I want to know about myself? I'm not the maker. That's all finished. The whole experience is gone. Why should I keep on worrying? There's no worry at all now. No raga, no dvesha. Papam punyam doesn't belong to me because it belongs to a karana shariram, which takes another body. But I have gone beyond the Karana Sharidam. I am Ananda Swarupam. I am Om, the Atma. I am Brahman, Chatushpat, Puriyam Brahma. I am an infinite spiritual being. He is the ultimate truth of the first 7 mantras of Mandukya Upanishad. If you have understood today's session, for you, you are a Mukta Purusha. You can just only keep on holding on to the idea that I am the pure consciousness, which Upanishad reveals to me as my real nature. I have full confidence in the Upanishad. Don't have full Shraddha. Without that Shraddha, you can't experience this Jivan Mukta status. Jivan Mukta means Jivatvam is not reality. I am the Turiya Avastha in which this whole drama of life comes and goes. Next week, we will start this Chaturmatra Omkara Vichara. Okay, I'll explain to you. We'll start with this slide 145. Okay, we'll see how it goes. I may have 1 or 2 sessions, and then that will be the end of the series of Upanishads. Okay, so with this, I close today's session of Mandukya Upanishad. Oh. Jagat Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. There are a few questions in the chat box. I'll go through them first, and then we'll open up sessions. Manikandan, if sleep state, Ishwara is there, who is the knower of all. Then how the prajna can be ignorant? Prajna refers to the Jiva. It's not the Ishwara. Jiva is different, Ishwara is different. Jiva has got ignorance, Ishwara has no ignorance. Ishwara is not covered by the Maya Shakti. Jiva is covered by the Maya Shakti, which is Avaranam and Vikshepa. Okay? So try to distinguish between Ishwara and Ishwara is a Vidya state. It is a state where there is knowledge. Jiva also can be with the same state. For example, a jnani, like I said before, the moment you say, I am not sleeping to my nature, you are already awake to the spiritual being. So when you identify as a jnani, one who has used the Upanishad, then what happens? You are dropped your jivatvam and have become one with that pure Ishvara with knowledge. The only difference between Ishvara and Jiva in the state of Sushupti is Ishvara is not covered by Maya Shakti. That is why I said the covering has to be removed. So that when I identify myself as the pure consciousness, which doesn't have the three states, it alone is. That is why this is extremely important. Nehananasti kinchana or prapancha upashamam or ekatma pratyasaram. These are the words of the Upanishad I use to arrive at the pure consciousness without ajnana. So this is the difference you have to make. State of vidya, state of avidya. Avidya, if I have, I am a jiva. I don't even know that I am pure consciousness. I don't even know I am someone beyond the sleep state. Good question, very deep question. Manikandan, I'm very happy you are analyzing in such a beautiful way. Very good. Manikandan, do you have any other things to say? Do you understand my answer? Shanmugam will unmute you.
Yes, Sagarji. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Manikandan.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking when we go to sleep, uh, we are both Ishvara and Jiva is merged as a state.
Correct.
But only difference is the Jiva, if he's going with the avidya, he cannot identify that he is beyond, as you mentioned. That I think I got the point. It's mainly because of the knowledge. If we get the knowledge in the waking state and claim that we are the pure consciousness, and even in the state of sleep, when we come out of the sleep, that we come out of the knowledge that we are means we did not experience anything. Means we are with the we are the pure consciousness. Is this
That's
correct?
correct. Yes, you're right. See, now you're getting the point. See, when you wake up, you don't say that I was not there in sleep. I was there in sleep as Turiya Atma, as pure consciousness. That is a new knowledge you have got because of the study of Upanishads. But you need to make that knowledge very firm. Let that knowledge sink deep into your mind, and that is the way it is called as Brahman Nishtha. You hear first, you have heard. Now make it as a Nishtha. Nishtha means make it firm. Make this knowledge of Atma very, very deep within your subconscious mind as this is what I am. This is what I am. So you have understood how to go, how to understand your own nature as that pure Atma. That is all which the Upanishad says. That then your knowledge of Shravanam is good. That means you have understood, you know how to claim yourself, and then it is a question of then what will happen now after you get into this type of study and this type of Shravanam. Intense Shravanam will lead to Mananam. When your mind is not active, it will start thinking of Advaita Vedanta. These thoughts will come to you. That means your vasana of the world will come down, but your vasana of yourself will start growing. When that happens, what happens is slowly your nidithyasam will follow after a certain period of time. You can see the change in yourself as when you live itself. When you live itself, you suddenly will say that your mind starts thinking about Atma, about Asanga nature. These are the signs by which you can say this, whatever I have learned so far, now it is getting deeper into my subconscious level, and it will give whatever result it is supposed to give, it will give. That you leave it to God. That you leave it to the entire the entire controller, which is Antaryama. Good. Anybody else have a question?
Secretary, I had another question on the chat box.
Yeah.
Basically, when we say that the Upanishad is asking us to identify with everything or with nothing. So when we identify with everything, we are not able to get the cosmic power. We are still a limited being. We cannot,
That's correct.
even though we
Yes.
try to identify the. So when I try to identify everything means again I need to go to the reality that I am the pure
Correct. See,
Satchidananda.
you have to only tell yourself, I am the pure reality, in which there is no word. Nehan Anastik Kinchana is a very important sentence, not only in Upanishad, but it has to sink in me. See, when I know that that is the truth, what does the truth say? Whatever duality which I'm experiencing, it is not there in my real self. That's all. It is true. It's a fact. It's a fact which the Upanishad is only trying to tell me, and I'm able to understand that. The moment you are able to understand that phenomena, it means that you are a Mukta Purusha. That's all. It's a very, very slight gliding into your real nature. It happens very slowly. It happens only at the intellectual level. Nothing happens outside. Only at your mind level, slow change happens. And when it happens, you will know it because it is drishta phalam. You will know it that you are that Atma. Yeah. Anybody else has any other questions? Thank you, Manikanda. Thank you. Okay. If there are no other questions, we'll stop today. We'll continue next week uh, in the same study of next week. Will be Atma Vichara, this Omkara Vichara, and then we will go to the second, third, fourth chapters. So another 2, 3 sessions, and then I will start the Prashna Upanishad Bhashya. Okay, so this is the last portion of the Upanishad series, and then we'll see how it goes, and accordingly we'll take it up. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Shikaji.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.